everyone, and welcome to part 2 of today's 12-hour stream. Coming at you now with some D&D run by the wonderful DrakeIceheart. But before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out the following messages. First of all, check out our social links, where you can find our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, come and be a part of the community. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you a game. And YouTube, go and catch all of this season's games over there. Also check out our sponsors, The Deck of Many. The Deck of Many make these wonderful flashcards. This is the Deck of Many animated things. But they also do the Deck of Many animated spell cards and other great things, like the Humblewood campaign for 5e. Also, check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press. They just released the Dark Matter 5e hardback sourcebook for 5e play in space. So do check them out too. And lastly, check out Hero Forge. Hero Forge for all of your miniature needs. Hundreds and hundreds of parts for thousands of combinations of a unique character. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Let's start with our DM of the day, DrakeIceheart. Oh, hi.
Hi, Scrat. Hi, everyone. I am DrakeIceheart, here on Twitch, Twitter, everything pretty much. It's my first time DMing. Hope you all enjoy. Don't really have anything to say.
You're going to be wonderful, Drake. Going to be wonderful. Next, let's go around to Gnome Dick. Oh, hi,
hello. How are you doing? My name is Gnome, and I'm super excited to come and hang out and play. And Drake, you're going to be doing awesome. You got this.
Last of those currently here, we have Ashton. Oh, hi, Ashton.
Hey, I'm Ashton. I use she, her. I'm the senior producer of Roll20, and I write on the DM's Guild. And you can find me at Ashton and Duncan everywhere. I have a brand to maintain, you know.
Fantastic. Joining us shortly will be Camille Does D&D. They're currently stuck in traffic, but we're going to seamlessly weave them into the story. You might not even notice them arrive. I hope you do, though, because I'm sure they'll be glorious. Drake, why don't we take it to you to take us away?
Okay. Recently, a flyer has been posted in taverns, trees, around towns in the Duchy of Elysia. The Countess of the South, her scribe, needs help gathering books from Simondale. As everyone knows, Simondale was recently, within the last year and a half, assaulted by a Draco Lich who had resided there for at least a decade. As such, the land is blighted, and she doesn't wish him to go alone. So she posted flyers looking for help for him. Our scene opens in Kem, a normally lush town filled with blooms, a shining river, bustling villagers, but with the chill of winter hanging overhead, snow and slush over the streets. Town is a little bit quieter, aside from the tavern and a few wandering adults and playing children. My question to everyone, how'd you come across your flyer? Let's start with Poppy.
Okay, so I think I'm not actually sure where I found the flyer. I realized I was using it as my bookmark and looked at it when I got to the end of a book and went, what is this? Who handed this to me? Where is this from? And then actually am following up on it now.
Rodney?
Rodney would firstly like to thank Kent Weebs for gifting 2 subs. Thank you very much. Those subs have advantages to gift. Since one of them is our bot, Kent, I'll let you gift an advantage as well. Rodney, hang a minute. Rodney Bobogey would have found his flyer, as he's made his way to town to try and support one of his own personal projects.
And lastly, Ras, how did you come across your flyer?
So, Ras is this traveling, aged dragonborn. And as any traveler does, they tend to need some coin to keep up their hobbies. And the reward was very tempting. And Ras is very capable. So he's in.
Okay.
Quickly,
So,
thank you very much, Monster Vet, who gifts 2 subs, and Drake, who only gifted 1, but not only, Drake, who also gifted 1, and they give their advantage to you, Drake.
okay. Thank you. Okay. So, the scene finds you all in chem. Find your way to the Countess. Feel free to ask around or just wander until you find a building that you think she might reside in. Let's go back to Poppy.
Okay. Well, I don't venture out of the library incredibly often, but outside, I'd probably just catch a passerby and ask where I can go to find this place.
So the first person you stumble across is a small child, little girl, pigtails, cute little dress and a warm coat. She looks at you, looks at the flyer. Oh, that's Miss Nanive's symbol. She lives in the big house up the hill. You can't miss it. It's got a lot of pretty flowers. Also some wyverns. Watch out for that. But yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay.
And she skips back off to play in the snow.
Okay. That's a twist.
Rodney?
Well, it's important to note, actually, that Rodney's version of the flyer, I'm not sure if it looks like the poster in the background, Drake, with the scrub-out cannon fodder, but his is unaltered. So he's not maybe as aware of the danger. But he would, I'm going on an adventure, aren't I? So, the stories say you start in a tavern, so I'm going to head to a tavern and see if anyone knows where I can find more information about it. Maybe they'll have a notice board. I like notice boards, it's all organised.
Surprisingly, when you get into the tavern, it's bustling, people screaming, people drinking, having a good old time, even with the harsh winter that's been around recently. They're having a grand old time. As soon as you walk in the door, though, you look to the right. For some reason, they have a town map sitting in the tavern, right next to another notice board with an additional flyer, like yours, except the assistance is crossed out and cannon fodder is written in like big black letters.
Oh. Must be graffiti. Maybe anti-royalists around here. I better watch my step.
The barkeep looks at you. I'm gonna guess you're here for a job. We don't get many people such as yourself around here. I'm going to assume you're looking for something.
Yes, actually, directions, and perhaps a glass of your finest tap water. I'm looking for this place.
Sure. He just gets you a cup, pours you a glass of water, sets it down. You're gonna be looking for the Countess Nynaeve. She's gonna be on the hill she's gonna be on the house up the hill. Just exit the tavern, take a left, follow the main road up. Can't miss it. A lot of pretty flowers. There's gonna be stained glass above the main door. Nice house, can't miss it.
Wonderful, thank you. And may I compliment you on your lovely water?
Sure, kid. He just kind of wanders back to the other end of the bar, just eyeing you strangely like, I don't know. They always get strange people in here.
And I imagine they would be looking at Rodney strangely. Rodney is a furbolg standing at 6'2" and around 200 pounds. So they've probably yet to crane through the door. They have sunken grey eyes, waxen grey skin, and dark flaxen hair.
Very much not used to seeing anyone like you around here, and they get a lot of strange people. Lastly, we head over to Raz.
Would you mind, Poppy, if I come bug you? Assuming that you're already walking towards the place that you have to get to?
I feel like walking at a like the way that one would walk across ice. Like, do I want to go wyverns? How many books are worth that?
Perfect. So this like 6'8" white scale dragonborn with super deep blue aged eyes. They've got like thick tendrils that are cuffed and kind of interwoven, hanging down with this big horned kind of snoot, with large, kind of almost like crusting over horns and scales that kind of flail back. Lots of scars all over the place, and just wearing the most battered, worn out, probably useless plate, like partial plate armor. And he is going to approach you.
Excuse me? I'm looking for the location of this.
And he will hold up the help wanted sign.
Okay, so Poppy looks up and up and up because you're about 2 feet taller than this very short high elf who suddenly feels the least high in the area. She's like petite, very fluffy, curly hair, wearing, I would say like the fantasy equivalent of like a sweatshirt that says Harvard and Birkenstocks. And she says, "Oh yeah, yeah, you can definitely come with me. I'm going there too. And there's wyverns and books." It seems like you might be more equipped to handle the wyverns than me, maybe.
Well, to be honest, I'm not very equipped to handle books, so what a
can trade.
coincidence we're going together.
We make a good team for
I
this.
agree. Excuse me.
And he will go ahead and reach out his monstrously large clawed, like, gruff hand and, hold it out to shake yours.
I am Rasithas Valkyrie. Who are you?
Hi. She reaches out to shake your hand, and it gets swallowed, and that's fine. And I'm Poppy. Just Poppy.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Just Poppy.
And he'll shake your hand.
Great.
So, as you begin making your way towards the Countess's abode, you pass the tavern just as a large Volcar, is correct? Scrat?
I'm a furbolg.
Orbolg. Okay. Just as a large Fullborg, I am never going to get that right.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, just as Rodney is exiting the tavern, Poppy, you bump into him and fall back into the slush because he's another big boy.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Are you alright? I'll reach down a hand to help them up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little bit soaked in cold, but it's fine. prestidigitation. Okay, now I'm fine. Thanks for helping me up.
You're very welcome. Afraid I can't tarry long, though. I'm off up to the castle to look for this. I hold out the flyer that everyone's very familiar with.
You have one too.
We're
I'll hold mine
buddies.
out.
Instant buddies. You should join our team. This
Oh.
is Poppy. I'm Rasathas.
My name's Rodney.
Hello,
Bumblebog.
Bumble.
Bumblebog. Like Furbolg, but like a bee. I chose the name myself.
That is clever.
I feel like at this point we need to link elbows and skip, like Wizard of Oz style,
Yes.
up to the castle or the manor.
You link elbows, but because of the height difference, Poppy, you're lifted up off the ground, and you're skipping in the air as the two large gentlemen skip on the ground, just kind of kicking up snow behind them as you all trail up to the Countess's house. The Countess's manor is surprisingly modest for someone of her station. Above the main door is a large stained glass window with a blue rose and holly leaves. To the left, you notice a series of stables housing both wyvern of multiple colors, as well as horses. Then off to the right, you see a wide variety of flowers in a large garden, many of which are actually out of season and still completely in full bloom given the harsh winter. It's a little curious. Behind the house, you can see a large forest. What will you do?
Go knock at the door? Is there a door? Can we access the door?
Yes. Yeah, you
I'm
can
imagining
easily
that.
access the door.
Okay.
The thud on the door of your hand.
Boom, boom, boom.
So as you pound on the door, door kind of like shakes, like it wasn't built for that kind of assault.
I was
A few moments
gentle.
pass. A very short elven boy opens the door, very androgynous in appearance, large green leather coat, horns, and elf ears. And he looks up, and up, and up.
Rodney already has the poster.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you're here for the job too. And then he just looks back at the poster. Yeah, okay. There's already somebody here. But sure, come on in. Is anybody else holding up their poster, by the way? Since Rodney has one that has not been defaced, does anybody else have one that has been defaced and is showing it?
It seems appropriate. it's like their ticket, you know? They're turning in this ticket.
Everybody's golden ticket. So, as Raz, you hold up your golden ticket, as we're going to refer to it now, you just see the elf cock his head to the side, snatch it out of your hand, throw the door open, point to a room, and then immediately begin screaming up the stairs for somebody named Smoke and telling them that they're dead before they take off up the stairs.
I wouldn't like to be Smoke right now.
as you make your way into the room that was gestured to you, you hear a crash like a window shattering. Feet hit the ground, and then somebody take off running around the side of the house. If you look out one of the windows by the door, you see a gentleman about 5'10", elf ears, dark lines on his face, probably paint of some description, and all black dragon scale armor, just book it around the house. Before the elf, you hear a second set of feet hit the ground, and you see the elf from before chasing that person around the house.
It reminds me of my siblings. They're gonna get pulverized.
Oh, I hope they're all right.
A loud crack of lightning just as you enter the room where the Countess is sitting down to tea with somebody else. And Max, introduce yourself.
I am a human female with dark black and brown leather. Everything is oiled to perfection. Not a sound can be heard from my leathers. And I am sipping a cup of tea with all the perfect poise of someone who is raised in nobility. My long brown hair is kind of tied back.
For no particular reason, like how tall would you say you
Sitting
are?
down, I'm probably around 5, or I look to be around like pretty tall, like 5'9". But I've got these really tall boots on that you can imagine make me even taller.
Okay. We're tall squad, minus me.
You see her sitting across from a very petite elven woman. She's only about 5 feet tall. It seems like everybody around here is very short, given the other elf and this woman. She is in a very fancy blue and black dress with silver detailing. Her lips are painted purple, and she's very pale in appearance. She sits there, just daintily sipping on her tea. Ah, someone else is here. I
More
assume
fodder
that
for the
means
cannon.
that would be what has Emerald so upset. I will assume that was Smoke's doing, and that's why he's currently being chased through the forest behind the house. She just takes another sip of her tea.
If you need someone to track them, I do have certain skills in that area. But I'm actually here about the books.
Oh,
So are my friends.
No.
This is Poppy and Rassifas. I've become group spokesman. Oh no. Oh dear.
You're doing great.
And Ras will kind of like just push you forward a little more,
Well,
encouragingly.
Max, this is a furbolg standing at 6'2", which you might think sounds tall. You might at the moment. Grey skin, grey eyes, dark flaxen hair, furbolg.
Behind the Furbolg is a blue-eyed, white-scaled, 6'8" dragonborn in the cruddiest metal armor you have ever seen.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yes, that's definitely one sentiment for this. Come, sit down, enjoy some tea. We were just discussing the details of the job.
Oh,
She'll
I'm
gesture
Max,
to
by the
see-
way. Hello.
pleasure.
You take your seats. She graciously pours you all a cup of tea and hands it to you. You do notice that the teapot and the teacups do not match. Not sure if anybody wants to ask about that. It's a small detail. And she looks to you all and she goes, "My name is Nineve Crescentthorn. Thank you for coming. I realize this job is a little odd given that Simmondale is not in my territory. It's technically in the north, but they had one of the greatest libraries in the duchy, and it's currently being unused, and my scribe would like a few books from there. But I don't wish him to go alone since he is so young. If you all would be willing to accompany him to get his books, I'm sure he'll be back whenever he gets bored of chasing smoke. Smoke's faster anyway. But I'm sure he'll be back and he can fill you in on what books he's looking for. Is there any questions you have?
I feel like Poppy raises her hand.
Yes.
Could you enlighten me what unused means? Is that unowned? Like, no one's using it for good purpose?
No one is. It's currently in a state of disrepair. Simmondale has been in a state of mostly chaos since the Draco Lich's defeat. He basically sat on much of the property, and when he died, all of the void magic just kind of released into the earth, causing a large blight. So things have been slow to recover over there. As such, nobody's manning the library currently, and we need books.
Let's talk about this reward. It says on this eloquent flyer to be discussed.
Yes.
Shall we discuss?
I like this one.
Oh,
What
yes.
is this exactly you're looking for fetching books?
Personally, I'm partial to gold.
I mean, gold would be nice, but I'm not really sure how much it's worth. I'm trying to set up a small establishment which will be of benefit to the kingdom. So aid with that would be very nice.
And what kind of establishment would that be?
An orphanage.
I help fund several orphanages throughout my territory. I would be happy to help you with that.
Fantastic.
Can I make an insight check?
Of course.
Let's see. Oh, I'm not very wise.
What were we looking for insight for?
It seems like there's a discrepancy between her state of living and the several things that she apparently supports.
Are you going to ask, or are you just trying to insight it?
I'm just trying to discern whether she's like actually telling the truth.
With that, you think she's lying. You think there's no way she has any money, and you're very confused as to how she's supposedly a countess.
Okay. Then I will say, well, it seems like money is unlikely, so I'll take the books. I'll take copies. I'll take access to the library here.
If you think that I like to flaunt my wealth just because of my status as a countess, you would be mistaken. I prefer to give back to my people and help support them. However, if you would like to discuss copies of books, you can take that up with Emerald, as I'm pretty sure Count Ducal will be having him oversee reconstruction of the library once anything is handled up there. And she just kind of like locks gazes with you and takes a sip of her tea.
I'm thinking 300 gold apiece.
Oh, I could get some new armor with that.
I mean, given the perilous nature of what we're about to do, we could die. What are our lives worth to you? To you, probably not much. To us, probably a lot. 300 gold, that's where I'm at.
I'm not really sure how much that is, but I think it sounds good if this one thinks that's good. That sounds good.
You said peril. How perilous is this going to be?
Honestly, it's just a library. Most of the undead have been cleared out of Simondale since Dracolich's defeat a year and a half ago. Most you'd have to worry about is possibly bandits or something. I'm not really sure. We haven't been to the library quite some time.
Is this library magical? Could we fall prey to some trap or enchantment or become cursed with disfigured faces?
You're a little dramatic and vain, aren't you?
Yeah, actually I am. Thank you for noticing.
Of course. She just sips her tea. Does nobody like their tea?
Oh, I have plenty of tea.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hot.
As you sip the tea, you get both the taste of peppermint and a sweet caramel, almost like you're drinking a candy cane.
Ah, this tastes like Winter Solstice Festival. Now, back to my question. 300 gold. I'm sorry, I'm a business person at heart. You know, we're all here for a job. And we just want the specifics.
250.
Is that a big difference to Rasafas or Poppy? Whoever looks more, is that big? Is that big?
250 and anything else that we find.
It's a library. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find other than books, but you can discuss that with Emerald. He'll be accompanying you, since you're basically looking over him.
I look at my newfound companions. Fine.
About this time, you hear a crash, another thud, and then the back door to the room opens, and the elf that had opened the door for everyone is standing there panting, gasping for breath. I hate your mate sometimes. He's an ass. Oh, hi, friends. Are you the ones taking me to the library? Oh, tea. And he just kind of like sits on the floor and pours himself a glass of tea and just kind of sips at it.
I'm ready when you are.
Yes. We're going to be escorting you for money.
Oh, right. And he opens his the leather coat. He kind of like opens the front, digs around in a pocket on the inside, and then pulls out a list and just kind of holds it up.
I'll take it.
Okay. And he'll just kind of like hand it to you. There's actually have a copy of it in Roll20 if any of you would like to see it as well. It's
Oh
a
my goodness.
wide variety of books on various
Roaring
subjects.
runes, failing of words of warning, glyphs and runes of ancient blooms. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Here you go. I hand it off to Poppy.
Do any of these seem familiar as someone who is bookish?
They would. Many of them, several of them you probably wouldn't, you'd have only heard of, but not actually seen copies of, such as Failing Words of Warning. That's something that you've heard of vaguely, but it's not something you've ever dealt with as a small book for Fey and things like that. Definitely heard of ancient blooms and lost herbs, as well as poems from the many plains.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with some of these.
Wonderful, then you'll know what to look for.
Alright. I'm like trying to read over Poppy's shoulder, I think.
Very
Yeesh.
well.
Don't know about glyphs and runes, but blooms and herbs, I can probably tell you a bit about that myself.
Oh, that's great. We can talk about it on our way. And Emerald's going to like chug the rest of his tea before popping up. Like he kind of jumps up off the floor. And he looks at the Countess and goes, "Bye, Miss Lady Deneve. I'll be back later." Before he like skips out of the back door back towards the back.
Will
And then
you
he
be
pops his
providing?
back in. Are y'all coming?
Well, are you giving us horses, or are we going on foot?
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. That's covered.
Oh. That seems good.
I can get us there,
See
don't
what that
worry.
means.
Okay, here we go. I'll stand up and
So-
follow.
Is everybody else following as well?
Oh, yes.
I'm a missive
So-
for a mission of magical means. Ooh.
You make your way out back of the manor to the forest. You notice one of the trees is scorched with lightning and currently toppled over from it. And he just kind of looks at you all and goes, "Stay close. Don't stray. Follow me." It's as simple as I can put it. Or you're gonna get lost.
Can I fix the tree first?
Sure.
I have to go and start, like, rubbing the tree where it's been split. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on the tree.
The tree's gonna kind of like mend a little, like it's trying to go back together.
There we go. That will do. Trees are clever. They know how to heal themselves really good. They just need a little bit of encouragement sometimes.
It's true. So he's going to step into the forest, and as he begins walking through it, you get this weird feeling like something's happening, but you're not sure what. After walking for about another 30 seconds, you actually notice the trees are changing. Autumn leaves begin to fall, which is confusing because it wasn't autumn a second ago. You keep going. It's now a different type of tree. Instead of the pine that you were seeing before, it's now overly large maple trees that are standing like giant skyscrapers above you, and it's weird because you looked at the forest from town. There were no maple trees there. And the kid just continues to walk like nothing's happening. Like it's completely normal.
So,
Well,
with favored terrain forest, I can't become lost except by magical means. Might I suspect that something magic is at play here?
Because of your race, you're going to know that this is somehow connected to that.
well, I'm lost. Don't know about the rest of you.
Well, that was why I
Ever
said
knew
not
where
to.
we were going.
Well, that was why I said not to stray too far.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
have
lost.
I'm gonna have both of my hands on each rapier at my side. There we go.
He's just going to look. He's going to look at you very confused, like, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready.
For what? Are you going to kill me?
Miss
No,
Lady Nynaeve said that it would be perilous, and Rodney's also unslinging his longbow.
Emerald looks confused. He's like, this is the Mystic Wood. There's nothing bad here.
Hmm.
Think of it like, it's a crossroad that my people can access. It kind of does this with the planes, so you're technically not on the normal plane right now. It shortens the travel distance between points. It's a little confusing to put into words, but it's something mystics can do. He just kind of like shrugs a little bit, like, it's hard to words this.
You know, I don't do the magic thing, so I'm gonna believe you implicitly. Doesn't mean I'm not still lost. Doesn't mean I'm not still gonna be harmed.
Okay.
Just means
please
you're
don't kill me.
our only way home.
Oh God.
So we need to protect him.
I mean, you could probably find your way back without me. It's just going to take a lot longer, and Miss Nynaeve is going to be very confused as to why I'm not with you. And then you probably won't get a reward. He's
Emerald,
just kind of like picking at his nails while he says this.
how old are you?
Oh, I'm 16.
In Dungeon Master, you said there was an elf?
So, Mystic Wood Elves age differently. That you could recall that they age up to about 18 to 20, like a normal human would, before their age progression just slows down completely, and they can live for up to 600 to 800 years.
Sure.
They're more fey-blooded than a standard elf. As such, rules are a little different with them.
So you're a kid. Great.
Yeah, you're basically a babysitter. And he just kind of smiles.
Oh man.
I know a lot about Fae. They're my favoured people.
Please don't kill me.
I didn't say enemy.
He's going to just look at Poppy because she's been oddly quiet this whole time, before turning back around and assuming everything's fine and just kind of skipping forward again, assuming everyone will follow him.
Can I just make a note of the tracks that this elf makes?
Yeah. You'll notice that if you're watching his footsteps, when it touches the ground, there's kind of like a little pulse that pops out of them with green energy. And then, like, when you get near that, the ground feels a little different, like it's cleaner, if that makes any sense. And then he's gonna be like, come on, you gotta keep up, or the woods will kick you out. You don't know where you're gonna end up at that point. Everyone just looks a little confused.
Okay, we'll bustle with you. Do we have to walk in step like you do? My joints have seen some great battle. I'm not sure I can have as much pep in my step as you.
And he'll just kind of like stop and arch his back a little bit so he can tilt his head back to look up at you. And he's like, oh yeah, Culty said you're old. But no, you can just walk normal. And then he just like flicks his head back down.
Not old.
You're old like Rackerai. It's pretty much the same thing. You continue on and you notice that after a few more minutes of walking, the trees start to normalize a little bit back to pine trees, but they're sickly looking, a little decayed. The needles have fallen off or browned, and they look like they've seen some better days. Continue on a little bit further, and you're out of the woods. No sign of the maple leaves and everything that you saw behind you. It's just all back to these normal decaying pine trees. You look around, you find yourself... The ground looks weird. Like, it looks normal, but at the same time, it looks... The grass is a little purplish, and the ground under it's a little greenish brown, like it's sick. You can tell you're clearly not in Medlar anymore.
I don't think we're in Medlar
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, no, pretty sure we're near Calder. Because I've been there before.
I certainly
So
feel a
that's-
little colder.
Calder. Not
Yep.
colder, Calder. He just kind of like does that dramatic child thing when they're explaining things.
Yeah, I called her yesterday. Sorry, I was just.
I don't know who you're calling, but okay. So weird. Humans don't make any sense.
It's because we're old people.
I've dealt with worse. You see a town further up the road. Much like the ground, it looks like it's seen better days. It looks like a shockwave or something hit this. Like, you're not exactly sure. You see people working on it, but they're a little slow. Like, they're just... It's such a drag to be working on this, but we have to. And Emerald just kind of like points to the town and goes, "We should probably ask somebody there where the library is, because I don't remember exactly where it is."
Okay, we'll go ask.
Okay.
So,
And he's
thank you.
gonna fall back in line and stand next to Poppy. Figures standing behind all of the tall people would be safest.
Thank you very much to Kai, who's donated to give an advantage to both Rodney and Rasifas, the two big boys. Also, thank you to Isriver, who donated 10 disadvantages for you to use on us, Drake.
Oh, jeez.
Shit.
Thanks, Izzy. That's gonna be fun.
Well, quest failed.
We don't need to be successful.
I would never be cruel to everyone. Never. Never, ever, ever.
That's great.
So again, you make your way into the town. Calder is a simple village still struggling to recover after the fall of the Draco Lich. Since its defeat over a year ago further north from here, the blight has plagued the surrounding lands, and much of the town has greatly slowed its growth and recovery. You get into town, you see about half a dozen people laying in an open tent near a fire as somebody tends to their wounds, as well as kind of like a very shabby tavern and several people working on what looks like fortifications for the town. And then further off, you see two people doing something with the dirt. You're not exactly sure what. You're not sure you want to know.
Geologists.
So you want to know, like, you want to go up and talk to them? Or is
I'm
that
gonna
just...
just like peer up behind. I'm gonna sneak up.
Okay.
There's so many things just happen with Max. I'm like, I want to know. No, wait, sneak.
You want to roll me that
Yeah,
with the disadvantage?
with disadvantage. I rolled the same
I got him.
thing.
I gotta burn him.
Yeah, burn him now. Burn him now.
I rolled a 6 for a 16.
Okay. You get about halfway, and one of them just like stops what they're doing and like looks at you like, you know, we can see you, right?
Obviously. What are you doing?
We're trying to figure out a way to fix this, and they just kind of point at the dirt again. It's like this sickly greenish brown, and the grass is all purple and weird splotches.
You tried digging it up?
I mean, you're welcome to try, but do you know how deep the tank goes?
Not a clue. I was just, listen, you were trying to figure it out. I was just offering unsolicited advice. That's just what I do. All right. Nice to meet you. I'm going to go rejoin the others.
They're just kind of gonna wave you off like, why do the weird people always come here? Why do the weird people always come everywhere where we are? I don't understand.
This is still in the Mystic Wood?
No, you are out of the Mystic Woods. You are actually up in Simmondale now. When you exited the maple trees back to the sickly pines, you exited the Mystic Woods into Simmondale.
Ah, wonderful.
So Calder is actually a town up in Simmondale. I'm sorry, I was not clear.
Oh, you're fine. I think Rodney might have stumbled up behind Max, not necessarily interested in the dirt people, but talking
Where
to
she's
them.
going.
Yeah, no less. I've been told there's going to be perils. Which way do we go to avoid the perils?
They're just gonna look at each other, look at you. What?
Perils.
We know what you said.
Enough
We don't know what
perils
they're talking about.
to make the place seem perilous.
Huh. Were you at the tavern getting drunk?
Does he look drunk to you?
We are
It's hard to
accompanying
tell
a
with people.
child.
What's wrong? Why can't you just answer the question?
Sorry, I'm just imagining Poppy like poking her head out around Rodney like, we're accompanying a child! Because like everybody's too tall and they block her.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
We don't know what perils you're talking about.
Could have just
We're
said
just
that.
here to fix this ground.
Okay, fine. You don't gotta be rude about it. Jeez. He's like my best friend. Don't talk to him like that.
Oh.
They're just like, okay. Sure, Jan. And they're just kind of.
I'm sorry, what'd you call me?
Go back to their work.
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
I'm gonna take Jan, Max, and I'm gonna. It's all right, Max. It's all right. We've got a quest to do.
Not all right. Who do they think they are?
We've got a quest for books. It's worth however much money you said it was.
Step in. I totally want Rassethas to step in. Seeing Max possibly being offended. The big dragonborn's just gonna take like his massive halberd and like slam it into the ground.
You will treat our friend with respect.
Oh no.
See, I've got a male voice backing me up. You should listen.
Look, we're literally just here to do a job, and it looks like you're here to do the same. Sorry if we offended you, but we don't know what you're talking about with these perils, and you started this.
Rodney, I'm about to finish this, but I'm gonna walk away.
about this time, you're gonna look around. Where's Emerald?
Can I roll for perception to see where Emerald is?
Yes.
Could I also do that?
Yes, you can.
19.
26.
Okay.
Rude.
You both clearly see his green coat over in the tent with the injured individuals, and he seems to be talking to the woman that's been tending them as he's helping to heal them.
Ugh. Great.
Maybe he's having
That's
a...
awfully kind of him.
I know, it's disgusting.
Maybe he's having a better encounter than we did. Maybe he's getting directions to the library, avoiding the perils.
You know, Rodney, what if we didn't avoid the perils? Doesn't that sound fun?
Isn't avoiding risk what business people are supposed to do?
You know
But
what?
taking great risk is a great reward.
Exactly.
Also,
The
I
reward is
thought
going
we
to be
were
the same.
looking for pearls.
You're looking for pearls?
We're looking for pearls, right?
Books, buddy.
Books.
Okay.
Close.
Books
Can
about
I-
blues.
Grab the handful of soil that they're working on and cast Identify on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll press that. Let's see. There we go. If any spells are affecting the item, which is dirt. Item dirt.
So as you identify, it seems to not work the way it should. Instead, you get a vision, you get the flash of a large dragon, skeletal, melting flesh off its face as it screams its last breath, and you just feel this wave rush over you. And it feels like it's stealing your breath, like your life is draining a little bit just being near this dragon before the vision ends, and you feel all of that hate and disgust and void coming from that dirt in your hand.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddies. We're gonna go to the library now.
Kind of no pride out of that.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I'm sorry, I just love Poppy noping out. So will you all continue to ask around town, maybe check out the tavern, or are you going to go fetch the child you're supposed to be keeping an eye on?
Do we want to divide and conquer? Babysit the
Dibs.
child and
Dibs on the tavern.
I mean, I can see him. Do we really need to be standing right next to him?
That's on you, bud. What do you think? Team leader.
Probably.
Also, thank you very much to Vela23 who donates 500 bits saying, "Dear Poppy, we miss you. Love the Lords of Favored. Love the Lords Favored." That's got to be an advantage for Poppy. It's got to be.
I'm gonna go in the tavern. Who's coming?
I mean, I can, if I stand by the window, I'm sure I could still see.
Well, we can't take the child into the tavern.
does Emerald look like he's busy now?
He looks like he's still talking with the woman. It seems like they might be familiar with each other. But
Okay.
she gestures to the people, but they seem to be recovering just fine after Emerald's tended to them.
Good. His work's done. Rasithas is just gonna go over and
Pardon me. We have business to attend to.
And I'd like to just pick up Emerald.
Can't lose you anymore.
Hey,
Okay.
you gotta ask for. Never mind.
He's going to begin screaming about not liking being picked up, and the woman that he was talking to is going to basically start screaming at you. Who the hell do you think you are?
I
And
will.
what gives you the right to be picking up her friend?
I will run over there. Buddy, hey, bud, listen, Raz. Listen, you and I need to have a talk. Look, put him down.
I've handled babies before.
Not a baby. Put him down.
I am not a baby. I promise
Yeah.
you, I'm not a baby.
Put him down.
You're 100 years younger than me. You are a baby.
Raz, buddy. Look, I
Gently place him down.
take Raz's. I go to take his face. You can't just pick people up. You have to ask them first.
Oh,
Yeah.
forgive me. Oh, Emerald. May I pick you up so we could
No.
take you to the library?
You may not pick me up. I don't like being picked up. Ask Una. I almost killed her husband when he did it to me in the middle of a gathering. And he's just going to gesture to the woman standing in front of him.
I'll look to the woman. For confirmation.
She's just kind of nod, and she's like, don't pick him up. It's not a good idea. You're gonna take off him, and you're gonna take off Culty, and you really don't want that.
All right. So Raz, what did we learn today?
Ask people if you can pick them up.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy you Drake. Come on.
okay.
Emerald, are you being paid
Paid for what?
to go to the library? Like, are you, like, in the employ of the lady?
Miss Lady Deneve?
Yeah.
I'm her scribe. Did you not read the flyer?
Yes, but do you get paid?
I get a roof over my head. I get books to read. I don't get judged for my magic. If you want to consider that payment, sure. And he just looks really confused, like he doesn't understand what you're getting at.
Okay. We'll take this up with her in a while. That's child labor.
I'm buying Raz and Rodney drinks.
Okay. You enter the tavern. It's kind of a dingy place. Kind of
My
very
favorite
much
terrain.
a dive bar. Yeah. There's a rather busty woman behind the counter in a corset, and she looks at you and goes, I'm assuming you want a drink, because there's no other reason to come here.
What if I wanted to have a conversation with you?
About what?
The weather, life, the universe.
Huh.
I'll have 3 drinks, please.
Yeah,
you-
she's just gonna pour 3 drinks and just kind of set the mugs down a little hard, so the drink sloshes out just a little bit.
Before she like pours my, do you have spring water?
Sure. We
Ooh.
have water.
Oh,
I
but
don't know
like
if it's spring water, but it's water.
Oh, what about bog water?
That's probably closer to what you're gonna get around here, sure.
Hmm. Can I have a light spring, please? Maybe with a bog head.
She's gonna look confused, and she's just gonna kind of like grab 2 pitchers of water and pour them both into one mug and like set it down and go, here? Maybe 5 gold for everything?
5 gold? That's
Yeah.
a person's week's pay.
Is it?
My goodness.
That's the finest ale we have around here, and the town's kind of using all of the funds that we get for this to rebuild the town. If you have a problem with it, you can drink elsewhere, ma'am.
Wow. I just came here to have a drink, and I have been accosted? Okay. 5 gold. Here you go.
Thanks. And she just kind of stuffs it in her corset.
That's not sanitary. Not even anyway, whatever. I'm gonna drink the whole thing.
It is not good ale by any stretch. It is just above this side of rot gut. Like it. So about that conversation.
I look away.
Yeah, ale does that to you. And she just kind of smiles.
How is the water?
The water is actually surprisingly good. The regular water is bright and clear. The bog water adds a nice level of acidity that you weren't sure that you needed, but you got it anyway.
Ooh,
I hand Raz his drink.
Oh, thank you.
Question, is Poppy with you all, or is she still outside with Emerald?
Definitely playing babysitter.
Okay.
The actually responsible one.
Hey,
Way
lady.
home.
Do you let kids in, like, 16, is that like a decent age to bring into a tavern?
But an elf as well.
I'm not his mother, I don't care. And she's just kind of looking at you like, what? Who
Pardon
are
me,
these
I thought you
people?
were the authority in here, but excuse me. I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go, hey, Poppy. You wanna bring the kid in here?
Yeah. Emerald, I'm not going to pick you up. Could you?
Not a kid.
Definitely a kid. Can you come with us, please?
I was... okay, bye, I guess, Una. I guess we'll come back and find out later. And he just kind of, like, slowly walks away with you. The woman still not looking amused with you at all.
Okay, so I'm just, small huddle here. You drank in the tavern, right?
It's rather good, actually.
Okay, if you both end up really crabby, we'll know that it's something in the, local water.
Yeah, because there seems to be something going around here.
Yeah.
So, friend, Emerald, what do you got for us?
Well, I was asking Una where the library was, but I keep getting pulled away from my conversations by people picking me up and dragging me away.
Oh my god, you're such
And he just kind of shrugs. But, I mean, you can go back and ask her. I'm sure she'll tell you. Or maybe the bar owner will tell you. And he just kind of peeks in the bar and waves at her.
Not
Who?
a child.
Who did he point to? The bartender?
He waved at the bartender, and he waved at his friend Una that was back there tending to the people in the tent.
Raz, do you wanna ask her, or should I?
She didn't seem to like you. I
No one
don't know
does.
why.
No one does, it's fine.
I'll go speak to her.
Alright.
And I'll go and walk up to the bartender.
Excuse me? Where's the library?
Oh. Yeah, that. Head up the road, turn left when you get to the mudslide before Zephyr. It's back in the woods. It's a little off the beaten path. Most people don't find it. Many people don't go there. It's mostly gone by to adventurers. But we haven't had any around here in a while other than the ones trying to help fix the town.
I see. Thank you for the instruction.
And I will
Sure thing, big guy.
turn tail and head back to the group of friends.
It is up the road to the left, into a forest, off a beaten path.
I'm proud of you, Raz.
Thank you.
If it's in a forest, I could probably find it.
Oh. Well, it's good that you are here.
Do we need to do anything before we go? Or are we ready to?
Just taking a child to a library?
Yeah, what's
Perfectly
around.
wholesome.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
He's already started going.
We
He's
could
already
lose him.
halfway to the exit gate for town. Like, he's just skipping along. And you see the, like, green glow of his footsteps again as he's skipping.
What a weird child.
We just like put a rope on him or something.
I have a chain.
No, we're not. No. Raz, look at me. Look at me. Look at my eyes. You can't just chain people up, especially without their consent.
I would have asked.
Okay, all right. See, look at you. Proud of you. Let's go.
Yeah,
So-
head on up.
You all make your way up the road. It's a rickety dirt road that's like frozen, but it was like it rained recently, so it was muddy, and then it froze over, so you've got this weird like combination of mud and frost just all over the road. It's not making for a very fun jaunt up the road. You continue on and you find, as the barkeep had mentioned, a huge mudslide wiping out most of the road ahead of you. And Arnold's just sitting there looking at it, kind of like poking the mud, like, interesting. Once you finally catch up to him.
Are you stuck?
Huh? Oh, no. The mudslide's interesting.
What's interesting about it?
The soil hasn't shifted a whole lot since the blight, which is what makes this interesting, because it's not normal. It's like something came through here more than a mudslide.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
can I tell if it's something came through and made this mudslide?
Yeah. You want to roll for that?
Yeah. What do you want me to roll?
What do you feel would be appropriate for it?
Ideally, I would like perception. Personally, but I would understand if it was like a nature check.
Go ahead and give me your perception. If Rodney wants to do a nature, if he cares, he can do that too.
Hey, Rodney,
Or if anybody else wants to roll.
you're good at forests, right?
No, I'm good at forests. Not very good at nature.
Well, why don't you just focus your little forest eyes? Your big forest eyes. Just tunnel in. Look, right there. What do you think about that? I actually rolled a 16.
So difficult terrain doesn't slow your group. You can't be lost except by magical means. Traveling alone when you forage. While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. I don't think I get advantage or anything like that though. I get extra information.
So together with that, Okay, so we got Poppy too. Cool. Cool. So, with Poppy's role, with the perception, and with Rodney's role, you do get the sense that something came through here. Where a normal person would see just like a mudslide, it actually looks like something was underneath it, and something was underneath the dirt and kind of like moved up and like kind of like snaked its way through, like something was kind of like digging through it as it walked or something, if that makes sense. It's a trail of some sort, but it's not exactly clear what it was. It doesn't look like it was an animal, that's for sure.
I think we found the pearls.
Pearls?
Yeah, you know, like you're an emerald. Here are the pearls.
That's a terrible joke.
God, I think
See, that proves that you're a child because you don't like adults' jokes.
Wow.
I
Wow.
just think it's a bad joke. I get it. I just think it's bad.
Okay. Wait, hold on, y'all. Like, what is this? What happened? What? Can someone explain this to me?
Love the hair flip that came with that.
Rodney?
Thank you, Kai, who donated to gift an advantage to Max.
Oh, thanks, Kai.
Well, I imagine working together with Poppy. Would you say it was something burrowing? Perhaps something big, burrowing, walking, burrowing, sort of like a maybe like a mudfish, giant mudfish.
Yeah.
Gross. Dungeon Master, have I ever fought anything like this?
A mudfish?
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably say no.
Cool.
Always
Because
worth
I'm still sitting here
asking.
going, mudfish? So I'm gonna say no.
Don't Google it right now. Not while I'm eating.
I'm not going to.
I
I'm
Googled
busy.
it. Ugh.
Didn't know it was a real thing. You were making something up.
As everyone Googles, like, oh my god, it isn't. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't. You've never fought a mudfish.
Or anything
And you-
that would fit this description.
Yeah, no.
Alright. Well, you know, there's always a first.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Emerald. Emerald, are we staying here or are we like
I was waiting for you to catch up. I assumed we were going to the library. And then I saw this, so I figured I'd take a look at it while I waited. And you just kind of poke it again.
No. Didn't the nice lady say that we should turn left at the mudslide? Was that the directions correct?
Oh. Yes. A left.
Okay. So as you turn left and continue, you see a vague path, but it's kind of been overgrown by various plants. It's if you're not from around here and you're not looking for it, you probably wouldn't notice the path. That's how overgrown it is. But as you continue down the path, you notice the forest is oddly quiet. And again, the trees, while they're not pines now, they still look like there's something wrong with them. Like they're sick, much like the soil has looked this whole time. Like every so often you'll see a patch that's fine, but for the most part, it just looks sick still.
The forest is sad.
That is unfortunate. Is there a way that we could make it happy? Does it need water?
I don't think it needs water. It needs
I-
something.
It needs fixed. This is what apparently killing a Dracolich does to property.
Hmm. Oh, to the library?
You continue on the path. Again, just noticing how eerily quiet that forest is. And you're not exactly sure why, if this is normal for this area, or if it's an effect of the blight, but you don't hear any creatures, nothing. And then we're going to take a short break because the DM needs to go to the bathroom, and then we will get to the library.
No problem. Do as we do, chat. Take a break, stretch your legs, go for a bio, grab a drink, Google mudfish.
Water.
That's why I
And-
need to go.
And we'll be back in 5 short minutes. See you in a second. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us on the break. We are now all refreshed, ready to return and find these books, and maybe precious gems. We'll see.
Okay. So where we left off, the party was making their way up the path to the library in the quiet, diseased forest. As you get up to it, a vast white building stands before you. The year and a half of neglect and what looks like probably a bit more before the Draco Lich was defeated has taken its toll on it. Nature has been left to take over care of it. The once great structure is now covered in plants and vines of all shapes and sizes, both green as well as some black warped ones covered in thorns. Those look like probably not the best thing to be dealing with. But it looks like what was a gentle hug from Mother Gaia before is now a choking grasp on this library. Almost like nature's trying to get rid of it. You find a large door in front, plenty big enough for both of your big boys to make their way through. Do you find that it's jammed or locked? Not exactly sure which.
Can I try to pick it?
You can.
I reach into my pack and I bust out these tools. Would you like me to roll?
Sure.
I think perhaps someone was trying to preserve this door. They've jammed it.
What do I add? Sorry, hold on 1 second.
Wah, 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 wah.
Scrat lose 50 experience points.
Minus 50 TKP.
Okay, I was trying to get okay, yeah, sure, we'll take that. I rolled a 13. Not great. I'm gonna take my well, I guess that is with advantage. Never mind. Roll 20 hates me. This is why I use roll dice. So, yeah.
Same.
13.
You reach in with your picks and you notice it's not locked.
Oh.
You're sitting there trying it and it's not locked at all. It looks like the door's just stuck from neglect. As you look closer, you notice the vines are sort of like wrapped around the door, snaking between the walls and the door, wedging the hinges as well.
Hey, hey Raz.
Oh, yes.
Hey buddy, you wanna help me out?
Oh, I could probably get this.
And
I'm gonna stand really far back.
Raz will go ahead and take their halberd and kind of wedge it into the door where the locking mechanism is located, and with his big foot just kind of kick the head to maybe splinter the door wedge just enough for the door to open, hopefully. Basically, it's gonna like dent the frame.
Okay. Can you roll me a strength check with disadvantage?
Ooh.
I can do that. I think this is my first dice roll. 11?
Okay. You do not make it. You try, and what you're pressing on just kind of snaps, and you'll fall forward and smack your face off of the building.
Ugh.
Big thank you to Edmund Silveroak, who's just come in and dropped 10 subs to the community. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Would anyone else like to try anything?
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Can I use athletics on this?
Sure.
Right. Let's try roll 20 again. Let's see if roll 20 is right. Sorry, cat.
Nice.
That's
Roll
a
20
critical
hates
success.
no one.
Yeah, that's about my limit.
What you do is you basically kick off of Raz, take out your rapier, slice the bolts, and then backflip onto the ground, and you see the door just kind of.
Did y'all see that? Because I'm never gonna be able to do that again.
Huh.
That was incredible.
That was pretty dope.
Most impressive, most impressive.
I put my hand out for like a high five.
Inside the library, you notice it is much the same as the outside, like nature has taken over. The back wall of the building has basically been destroyed in a section. Looks like there's just a giant hole. You see a tree in the center of a large book area, as well as sprawling just bookshelf everywhere, reaching well ceiling, just books as far as you can see. It's a surprisingly massive library, and it's amazing that nobody seemed to have come back here for anything. Again, it looks like nature's been taking over. It's nestled with a couple other small trees, vines, flowers, just kind of everywhere. Nature's taken over.
Poppy, is this how a library normally looks?
No, usually libraries only have the product of trees, not actual living trees.
I could get used to this. I could hang out in this library. I learned to read. I know how to read. I could get used to this.
You do or don't know how to read?
I do. I read.
Oh.
I read like storybooks.
Very good.
I have to be able to read to the kids.
That's adorable. Wow. Okay. I wasn't prepared for that. Hey, Poppy.
Hmm.
Is there anything magical in here?
I was just gonna ask. I also feel like these things are growing a bit more readily than anywhere else that we've seen. Like this place doesn't seem to be as blighted. So I would like to detect magic.
Okay. You do sense that same vibe from before when you were examining the dirt. You still feel that under the library and in a couple of the plants scattered throughout the library, as well as a small system off to the side on a table, but you're not sure exactly what it's for just from like a faraway look. But with your library experience, you think it might be sort of like a finding system for books you're looking for.
Whew. Okay. There's still some Dracolich funk in the general area, but let's go hit up my friend Dewey.
Hang on a second. Let's just step back a sec. Just wind back a little bit. Dracolich?
Yeah. Yeah, this area kind of has the, general taint void magic of the Dracolich year and a half ago. Is that not general knowledge?
Have I been in the forest for a little while or something? No.
Even with you having been in the forest, you'd still have a vague recollection of that, and you'd have been able to basically feel it when it died if you were anywhere in the duchy.
Oh, that Dracolich. Yeah, sorry. I thought you said Dragon Lich. I was like, what? I didn't realise it was a Dragon Lich. All right, no, it's my mistake.
Okay. I'll go over to the finding system, whatever whatever system they're using. It doesn't have to be Dewey Decimal.
It's not. Which book will you look for first?
List. Let's see. Most of them.
Sorry. Was that like a no on the magic item thing?
Oh, sorry. No, you didn't see any magic items aside from the Dewey system as we're
General,
referring to it.
Funk, and the Dewey
And
system.
Dewey system.
That's the today's session title.
Yeah. So most of them look like nonfiction, except for poems from the Many Plains. So I'm going to start with poems from the Many Plains.
Okay. So as you put in your title, you feel like fairy fire was cast, and you see a book on a shelf outlined in silver across the room.
That's easy. Dewey system's still working. They haven't drawn the sap out of it.
That's amazing. This is amazing.
Poppy's like, I kind of want it.
Yep. This is where I live now. I'm gonna go grab the book off the shelf.
Okay. So, Poems to the Many Plains is a simple black book filled with primordial script. It's a little bit bigger than your hand, but overall it's not super big. And it's relatively thin.
Okay.
You're just gonna hang on to it, or you gonna give it to Emerald?
Emerald, do you want to carry these all, or do you want somebody who's like a big to carry? Because it might be quite the stack.
Oh, and he just kind of like pulls one of the bags off of his hips and just kind of opens it towards you. Oh, you can just put it in here. It'll be fine. And book sinks in. He closes it like it's nothing. Just disappears. While Poppy's working on finding books, is anybody else going to help her, or are you just going to look around, see if you can find anything?
I don't feel like Poppy needs any help. I feel like I see her and she's like a fish in water.
Poppy seems like she's going to take Dewey out on a date. That's how this is looking.
I feel
I'm
like
like flesh in mud.
I think they need a room. So I'm gonna go wander and I'm gonna see what trouble I can get into. Ras by my side.
Oh no.
It's like I'm dragging the
Done.
big guy with me.
Is there somewhere
Okay.
high up? Is there somewhere high up that I can get? Because I'm used to watching out for things, and I could keep watch.
Yes, if you look, there's actually like a series of ladders and such that and little bridges that lead up and around, up higher into the mass of books, where you could go to oversee everything.
Then I shall do that.
Poppy, what's the next book you want to look for? Well,
Uh,
Rodney seems to be heading up.
I will look for Roaring Runes.
Okay. Roaring Runes. You see third wall, third bookshelf, third floor, light up with red. Same as before with fairy fire, but it's red this time.
Okay. I'm going to yell up to Rodney, because Rodney just climbed up, and say, "Hey, there's a book up there. Could you grab that?"
Hey, I need this red one.
Yes.
Shall I drop it down?
No.
Oh.
Everyone's like, please don't. Books are friends.
I don't really want to walk down again. What about if I bind it in rope and lower it?
No.
Sounds safer.
Drop it into the bag.
And they'll just kind of like walk over and just, I hope this doesn't hit me in the head.
Maybe
Right.
quieter.
One red book coming up.
I will say, and he just kind of like falls on his butt as he catches it in the bag and then like lays on the ground for a minute. Got it. In case you're curious, it was a red leather-bound book patterned with scales. Oh, very on brand. Okay.
I can also do black, but that's your lot.
We already did a black book though. So I would like a perception from Mac and Ras as we get our next book from Poppy.
Perception is my best skill.
One of mine too. Wow! Holy,
I love it.
how did you get to
Oh,
an
I
natural
love
one?
it.
Oh my God.
I love it so much.
I'm gonna put that in dice shaming.
I am the most perceptive dragonborn in
Oh.
the world.
I feel like Raz is just too distracted by all these books. He's like, I've never seen this many books and I don't like it.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable here.
It's okay,
also
buddy.
should be a clip. That
It's
was
alright.
just so beautiful. Oh,
Oh,
I got a 19.
okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Great.
Poppy, what's our next book?
Failing words of warning.
Okay. Burst wall. Second row. 7th book in.
Okay, I'll grab that one.
Lights up with green. And it is a green leather-bound book patterned with trees, and inside and the cover are written in Sylvan script. So, Poppy. Lovely, lovely Poppy. As you, sorry, my bad, Max. My bad. I was stuck on books for a second. Poppy's like,
That
"Please,
was
no."
dangerous.
Max, I'm wondering. You notice a couple chests around the room. Most of them are empty. You do see one that is not. But, as you near that chest, you notice something move out of the corner of your eye. Raz, you don't see anything, you just see a chest. Poppy, as you look up, you see the large tree that's there. You see one of the branches kind of shake off a little bit of stone plaster that looks like it's from the wall, or brick dust from the wall. And then its face just kind of looks at you from the tree.
What is that?
Can I get initiative?
Ah! Ah. Okay.
Everyone rolling, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Initiative, please.
It's the head librarian. We haven't been treating the books very well.
I only dropped one.
And it never touched the floor.
Where's our library card?
I don't have one of those.
Break off a bit of bark. Here you go.
I get to add my charisma modifier to my initiative. Hold on. It's not that great.
/R and then the die, correct?
Yeah, unless you're using one of the pre-gen monsters. Wow. Unless.
We are rolling super well tonight.
I'm not even calling for disadvantages. Wow. I've only called for 2, and there's so many more. Is that with your charisma,
Yeah.
Max? Okay. Okay. So first things first, you're going to notice that tree just kind of like shift a little bit to look at you before a branch just comes swinging at you.
Heads up, Raz!
What?
Oh, I was supposed to roll it. It did not roll it. Thank you. D20. Why are you not rolling?
What were you trying to roll?
I was trying to roll the damage for it. Does a 24 hit you?
Does a 24 hit? Yes, a 24 hits me!
Oh, it did roll it. Never mind. I didn't see that. My mistake. Does an 8 hit you?
Oh, no, an 8 does not hit me.
Okay.
So you turn around.
So you manage to just nimbly dodge as this tree branch just comes barreling towards you. And then it's going to be Max's turn.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh god.
Everybody rolled really bad for initiative.
Okay, so what exactly am I looking at to fight here? Is it I've just seen a branch come at me, or is it just look like the all of the vines in the whole library are alive?
You see that tree, that large tree in the center, has like a warped face on its trunk. And you can tell that it was probably maybe a treant or some kind of tree creature before, but the blight just warped it to all get out, and it's some kind of blighted tree creature.
Great. I'm gonna look at my buddy Rodney and say, "Hey, I'm gonna kill this thing. Is that okay with you?" Because it's a tree thing.
We could maybe try and assuage it.
Nope. Okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to draw both my rapiers, and I'm going to charge at the center, and I'm just gonna weirdly try to slash both. I'm gonna take 2 attacks, and can you tell me, because I have rakish audacity, are any other creatures within 5 feet of me? That would be a no, right? Okay, perfect.
No.
So I can get sneak attack on it, even though I don't have it managed. So I'm gonna take my first attack. That's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Hit.
Oh, roll me some damage. Oh, 5 plus sneak attack.
No.
It's gonna be. Come on. Roll 20. Work with me, buddy. Work with me. I'm doing my best, y'all.
No, it's
That's
all good.
okay.
All right, so I'll take that. So 7 plus 5 is
12.
Thanks. 12 points of damage on the first attack, and then I rolled an 11 on my second attack, which I'm assuming does not hit.
Does not hit.
Cool. And then I'm gonna step back, like.
Okay. Next we have Rodney.
I would like to walk up to the tree. Place.
From where you are up in the rafters?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna like dive bomb the tree, or are you going to like walk your way back
Oh,
down?
how tall is it?
It's a pretty big tree, but you're still higher up than the tree. It's still a
Oh.
drop.
You
climbed pretty high. It's a surprisingly tall library.
I'm gonna call out to the tree. Hang on a second. Let me read the spell before I do this. Nah, it wouldn't do anything. Never mind. I'm gonna call out to the tree then and try and assuage it, as I said. Like, don't mind her. She's just confused. Oh, you're really quite a nice tree. Why don't we be friends? Look, I have bought some bog water.
You get nothing out of the tree. It seems focused on Max right now.
Oh, Max. Oh, Max. You want to cast a spell?
next.
No.
No spell?
No spell.
Okay. Next we have Ras.
I'm going to go up to it, seeing that it attempted to hurt my very kind friend. And I, with a bonus action, rage. And there's just this plume of cold air that just seeps from my maw as I take the halberd and take 2 massive attacks at it.
Okay.
Not very good attacks, a 14 and a 9.
You miss with both of those, unfortunately.
Oh,
Your axe just kind of, or your weapon just kind of clips into the dirt. You swing it back, completely missing it.
I'm very not perceptive today. I forgot my glasses.
So the tree isn't very good at hitting people, and we've only managed to beat its armor once. I guess its bark really is worse than its bite.
I was gonna make that joke.
I'm sorry, I stole it.
That's okay. The puns are a treat.
Oh.
Next we have Poppy.
Okay.
Are you going to take part in the battle, or are you going to just continue focusing on getting the books you need?
Oh no, I'll set the book down and like sigh. And step into the I guess the lane between the bookshelves and cast Fireball at the base of the tree.
Okay.
I'm gonna shape it around my 2 buddies. So you automatically succeed on your saving throws against the spell. I think it's evocation. Hold on. Ooh. Yeah.
Poppy for the win.
Nice.
Don't interrupt my library time.
It's Dex to half that,
Yeah.
and it does not make it. So you just see this tree as it's winding up to swing again at Max. The fireball just hits the roots, and because of the blight in it, it just consumes the tree completely, engulfing it, and it lets out this horrid shriek before it just kind of like collapses in on itself, slowly burning down to ash.
Is that it? Did you do it? Wow, Poppy. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Okay, so the next book is
Yes.
And none of the books around it got burned?
A couple here or there got a little singed from the plumes just coming off of it, but for the most part, she did a good job of curving it away from the books as well.
Wow.
evocation wizard.
Wow.
And I will ask the question once again. Where's Emerald?
Oh, I'm up high!
Emerald.
I'm up high! Can I see him? Them. Can I see them?
Yeah. You see him just kind of standing there, flicking through one of the books. He just looks up. Not a care in the world.
When Max says emerald, I like.
He also seems to have one. He just stops, looks at Poppy, and goes, "I got one of the books," and just kind of goes back to flipping through it. He has a small green book with it looks. If anybody gets close, you can see that it's handwritten and has little sketches in it.
Is that Glyphs and Runes of Ancient Blooms or Complete North March Bestiary?
Are you asking?
Yeah. I got a checklist.
He says of Ancient Blooms and continues just flipping through it. Seems to be very interested in the subject.
Well, only 2 left.
Are there any up here?
I'll go back to my friend Dewey and check on Glyphs and Runes.
Okay. Glyphs and Runes is actually 4th wall, 10th bookshelf, up on the 6th floor, just above where Rodney is. And it outlines in a large, in a light blue.
Above you. Yep.
This one!
Yeah, that looks right.
Yeah.
Glyphs and Runes, yeah, sure.
Rodney, if you open it, you see that is a large blue book. Inside, it seems like complex combinations of runes, and if you keep flicking through it, it gets worse and worse until your head just hurts. We're talking like hundreds of runes combined together with glyphs to make different things.
It's math.
Not. It's actually. It's not, but it is. It's about combining runes to improve and enhance spells more so than you normally could.
There's a bunch of runes and stuff in it, Poppy.
Yeah, that's right then. Emerald, could you catch it?
I can try. That's gonna hurt.
If there's only one left, I might as well come down. The last one's not up here, is it?
I can check on that one too.
Okay. The complete North March bestiary is located actually on the ground floor, close to where the tree was.
All right,
And now it is not on fire.
It's good.
It's outlined in brown. So are you tossing that book down, or are you going to just carry it down, Rodney?
I'm gonna come down with it.
Okay.
Guess we could book it out of here now.
The library was a blast. I had a ball.
Emerald will pull out a little pouch. It's brown, has green intricate script. As he opens it, you can see it's got green on the inside as well. He actually pulls out about 10 gold coins for each of you and says, "This is my contribution to your funds. Miss Nynaeve will give you everything else. Well, she'll give you what she promised you. That's just an additional for taking care of me."
Wow. I didn't even think you liked us that much.
Oh, you're not as terrible as you come off as.
God, same kid.
He just looks at you and goes, I mean, I have money for because I adventure too, but they just didn't want me coming here alone. And he just drinks some water. So are we good?
You tell us.
I'm good to
Personally,
go.
I quite like that Dewey system. I think it could be quite illuminating for the kids back home.
Oh, he also like fiddles around in the bag he had the books in and pulls out a couple other books and goes, by the way, here you go, Rodney. There's some little storybooks. I found them when I was looking around for blooms.
Oh, lovely. Rodney will take the book and have a little flick through. I'll
He's
read
got
that
about
later.
3 different storybooks for you, full of a bunch of different stories for you to read the kids.
Oh, and I'll put them in my regular rucksack. I can see you've got one of them fancy bags, but I don't support the works of Mr. Ding. Holding.
That's fine. It helps. Speaking of, Max, while nobody was paying attention, you gonna open that chest that was there?
Yeah, I am. I was muted. Yeah, I am.
Okay, I was like, okay. You open the chest. Inside, you find a couple gemstones and a notebook that seems to have been from the caretaker of the library. Basically, basically logging what happened, everything that had happened up to the blight hitting, where it just abruptly ends.
Poppy? Got you something.
A present for me?
Just for you.
It's the holidays after all.
Hey, I heard you like books. I got you a
Who
book.
told you that?
You know, just a good guess.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
The gems are already in my bag.
Yeah, I figured.
The book's gonna roll.
Like I said to Max, the book seems to be basically a log of a couple hidden books throughout the library, what people were checking out, what was popular, what wasn't, what they did, basically the logging system, and in addition, how they created the Dewey system that you were using, that you enjoyed so much. Actually detailed instructions on how they created that.
So remember how I said that I wasn't going to deal with the Draculage funk? I think I might just stay here, and this is my job now. Like, 300 gold.
Can I
Not
have
that
your
big a
gold?
deal.
Can I have your gold?
You can have my gold.
God, you were awesome.
Maybe we could split it.
All right, fine.
I don't know how much that is, but
You make your way out of the library with no problems, and Emerald leads you back through the woods, much the same as before. It leads from the diseased pines into those autumn trees again. But as you continue on, instead of spitting you back out in Medlar, you end up in a glade full of flowers, beautiful flowers. As the moon gets a little bit higher and the clouds part, the light hits the flowers, and these flowers all just kind of bloom and glow, all these beautiful colors. Fireflies come out. It's a very serene moment. But for the first time, if you actually look at him, Emerald, he looks upset. He looks very sad, and he pulls out a deck of cards, shuffles it for a second, pulls out 3 cards, and he smiles very sadly before putting the cards back.
Buddy,
Yes.
what's up? What's the matter?
The woods don't always work the way they should. You don't always end up where you should be going. Sometimes it shows you where you'll end up eventually. I don't like coming here, but I do sometimes end up here. And I'm the reason the flowers are here. And he shows you the 3 cards. He shows you the gift for his past. He shows you growth for his present. And he shows you the Prince of Shadows for his future. He looks at you and he goes, one day, something will happen. And I won't be me anymore. And when I end up here, on that day, my chapter ends. And he just smiles at you sadly. And you see a tear kind of roll down his eye before he just quickly wipes it away, puts the cards away, and forces a smile back on his face.
I've got a unique idea, Emerald.
Hmm?
Don't come here. We'll show you how to ride a horse.
Oh, that is a good idea, Rodney.
You don't understand. This isn't a place in the Mystic Woods. This is an actual place on the normal plane. I can't stop it. It's going to happen. I don't know when. All I know is that my chapter ends here.
Look, kid. If fate would have it, I would be in a corset and a gown right now. But I said, screw that, and I'm gonna make my own destiny. And that's what led me to you fine people. So what, a couple of cards said something. It doesn't have to be that way. You do what you want.
I always pull these cards.
Maybe they just are like
And he puts the cards in the deck in separate locations, shuffles them quite well, pulls them again, and it's the same 3 cards.
And while we're at it, we'll get you a new deck of cards, bud.
Yeah, that seems broken.
It's not broken.
Or
The
you can...
gift I got from my mother.
I just went and lived in the woods. No one bothers you out there. You can just sit out there for years, in fact.
No, it's okay. I accept it. Some things have to happen for a reason.
Oh. I'm gonna lean into Ras and Max. They're an emo.
He's gonna like shake his head for a minute and just like force the smile back on. Well, we need to get you all back. You want your reward. And he like sobers up real quick, smiles, before basically leading you back into the woods where it cycles back into the pine trees. It cycles back into the autumn trees before back into the pine trees of Medlar, and you're back behind the manor. He's just gonna point to the door and say, she's in there with your reward, and he's just gonna like wipe at his eyes again. Thank you for helping me.
I'm gonna rustle his hair. There you go. You were fun, kid.
If you end up touching his horns, he's going to smack your hand quite abruptly. Please don't touch my horns, ever.
Alrighty, you gotta ask.
Alright.
No touching horns, that's bad.
Well, see ya. Rodney goes through the door.
Bye, kid.
Bye. Inside, you don't see Nynaeve. You actually find the gentleman that was in the black armor before, with a large chest sitting there with your gold in it.
You
He just
look
tilts
like
his
someone
head to
named.
it.
You look like someone named Smoke.
That's Sir Smoke.
You look like someone named Sir Smoke.
He just kind of shakes his head and goes, yeah, Nynaeve was right about you. Anyway, there's your gold. Thanks for helping the kid.
I can't catch a break today.
Again, why are people just so mean to you? You have been nothing but kind to us.
I'm just trying to live my best life, y'all.
He
And
looks
it's
at you
a
and he
good
goes,
life.
he looks at you and he's like, I'm a Dougal Knight. I'm a dick to everyone. It's what I do.
What is do
Maybe you should reevaluate. Okay, anyway, I'll take my gold. Okay, bye.
Hey, Max, Rez, you don't have to, like, you know, I know Poppy found the library and she seemed quite happy, but, most people seem to be, you know, kind of unkind. You don't really have to bother that in the woods, so anytime you want to come and visit me at the orphanage and stuff, you're more than welcome to.
Rodney, that's really sweet. I actually hate kids, but that sounds like a really good time.
You teach them how to navigate dangerous situations.
I could teach them how to fight.
They learn a funny kind of respect that way, I find.
Alright. 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 Raz, you coming?
Where are we going?
To the orphanage, duh.
Oh, okay. I'm very good at babysitting.
Is that like you being very good at perception, Ras?
The greatest.
Very good at opening doors.
Also the greatest.
So as you take your gold and head on your merry way back out of Medlar to Rodney's orphanage,
For the
you
gifted?
also Rodney's orphanage for the gifted. It's beautiful. It's in the trees. Rodney, you do find in the chest, once you search through it, you do find basically a piece of documentation stating from the Countess that she has agreed to help you fund your orphanage and giving you X amount of gold every month to help with the children and their food needs and clothing and whatnot.
Lovely. Oh, you can keep the gold then, Max. I've got this.
I'll take care of that for you. No worries, buddy. I got
You see
you.
Max like trying to lug this giant chest of gold behind her, like, yep, it's mine. It's mine. It's all mine.
It's fine.
Just Daffy ducking it the whole way. It's mine. And yeah. I think that's it.
Fantastic job, Drake. Thank you so much for running us through this. So everyone, that's the end of this one shot. We're gonna go and get ready to do the next one. But before we do, let's go around and say hello to everyone, where we can find you online and all the good stuff that we do. Let's go anti-clockwise around the screen and start with Ashton. Oh, hi.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Ashton and Duncan, and that's about it. Mostly only Twitter, but I'm also in the DMs Guild under my name, Ashton Duncan.
Fantastic. Could you pop us a link for that, and I'll stick it in chat for you if you like. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Get people going that way. Thank you so much. It was a wonder playing with you today. Next, we have Camille, who does D&D.
Hey, I'm Camille. You can find me on the internet, but primarily Twitter at Camille Does DND. You can find me on Open for Adventure, the channel that I run. It's a good time. We got a lot of cool shows coming up. You can also find me on DM's Guild. I'm gonna get a link. I have published a Paladins class that I really like, and an Oracle class to come soon.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And we have a link here for Ashton's Guild. And Noam, you scared me for a second, but you're back. Oh, hi.
I think my main camera is overheating and decided to auto shut itself off. So bless the other camera then.
It was the fireball.
It was the fireball.
Oh my god, but how prepared are you? My primary camera shut down. Let me just get out my tertiary camera. Like,
always be prepared. You never know what's gonna happen.
I mean, honestly,
faulty
valid.
equipment everywhere.
I have spare cables and mixers over here for nearly
Oh
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
reason.
You have to I mean, with tonight's luck that I've been having, was I successful on any roll tonight? I believe the answer is no. Anyways, hi, my name is Nomedic. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I do all sorts of D&D and TTRPG things, typically on Twitter and Twitch and podcasts. So, hi. Thanks for having me. Drake, you did a great job. This was so much fun.
You
Seconded.
did, Drake. You did do a great job. This was wonderful. Drake, why don't you tell us about yourself?
First off, thank you everyone so much. Once again, I'm DrakeIceheart. Here on Twitch, I'm a variety streamer, and you can find me on Twitter as well. Same thing. I was very, very, very nervous coming into this first time DMing. Like I had shakes when I joined this call with Scrat, but I had a blast, and I hope everyone had fun exploring my characters, and hopefully if I'm back, it will get better. I tried,
You
but
did
I had
great.
a lot of fun.
You did great.
You did fantastic. We all had a lot of fun, and that's the important thing. So that just leaves me. Check out my social links, everyone. We've got Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Please go and click all the things. Also check out our sponsors, the Deck of Many, who do the fancy tarot Deck of Many card style things. That's the one I showed earlier. That one I showed earlier. There we go. Let's go show off the phone. You can see they do the fancy squiggles. Eventually, I'll show off all of these. If you've been clipping them all, you can possibly make your own. Don't do that, though. Go and buy them from the Deck of Many. They'd be much better from there. Also, check out Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter content. It's now available in hardback for 5e. You can play 5e in space. And also check out Hero Forge for all of your mini needs, where you can make your own customizable mini with finite control over poses and things. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You'll see them in all of our standard games. We're going to go to a break screen. We're going to put 20 minutes on the clock. 25 minutes on the clock, and we'll be back next with a new thing. We're gonna try mashing D&D with Twitch Sings to do a D&D musical, which is going to be hosted both here and on Madame Gandalf's channel. So let's see how that goes. You know, I'm sure it's going to be great, and I'm not nervous about singing at all. This is going to be just fine. Just fine. Okay, everyone. We'll be back shortly. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.